want to get a sticker?
No.
Can I have a high five for stickers? Yeah, that's a good job. They're cool. Stickers are awesome.
Sammy's.
Stickers are super cool. High five if you want Wally. Yeah. Okay, so it's Wally it is. All done, buddy. High five. You did such a good job. Thank you. Remy's so polite. She's the most polite baby ever. Like, she's upset because of obviously being upset. And then when she leaves, she's like, bye, bye, bye. You said bye, right? It was, okay, it was cool. You did do it. Big sticker. You want help with it? Put it on your foot. Right here. Put it right there. Right there, on your toes. Oh, right here? Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. It's okay. Yeah, give it to me. I'll help you. There, it's off. Do I put it on my hat now? I put it on my hat. Whoa. You want to put it back on my hat? Okay, put it on my hat. Might as well with all the other ones. Thank you. You did do it. I like the hats. You want another sticker?
What is that, Rem? Is that Goose?
Look at it. He's flapping his wings.
It's the weirdest game, huh?
It's the weirdest game. I actually. Oh no, the lady with the broom.
What are they doing, man?
Remy, how many times have we watched Wally? How many times? Yeah. 100,052. We watched this movie so much that if, like when we were growing up, it was a VHS tape, it would actually probably burn through. I do wish they had counts. Like how many times you watch something.
Are you feeding Daddy?
Remy, can I have some more food? This feels better. Have some broccoli? Yes. The broccoli, is it in here?
Feed Daddy.
I don't know where the broccoli is.
Whoa.
Bart Simpson.
Wow. Remy is currently cooking for her dada. Good girl. My house is still in shambles. I'm folding laundry over there and getting some groceries put away. I wanted to get on here before it was too late at night to kind of go over what's been going on in the past few days. We gave you guys like a little brief information yesterday about the fact that we just kind of had something going on with the family because we didn't really have any details. You know us. We like to share anything that we can with you guys. It's just, I don't know. I think a part of it, Charles and I were talking about it earlier, was we love sharing our lives with you guys. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great, the life-changing. Oh, you're giving Daddy hugs. You're sweet bubbas. Do you feel better? Yes? I want to just kind of like nip this in the bud right now. A lot of people were really upset because you felt like we were kind of dangling the carrot about information or about not providing you guys enough information with what was going on. Here's the thing. We didn't have a lot of information to give. We felt that since the vlog was short, we needed to explain why we provided a shorter vlog. Because if you know Charles and I, our vlogs are always 10 minutes to 15 minutes long. And if we were to put a 5-minute vlog up, a lot of people would start questioning that as well. So just like the information that we gave to you, which was very vague and short, was the same information we had to actually provide our family members with too, like vague and short, because we didn't have a lot of information in regards to what was going on with her. So at the very beginning, which is when we left, we were driving home from Tennessee. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and Remy had been kind of like, she was actually staying up pretty late that night. We pulled over because she wasn't falling asleep in her car seat, which she typically doesn't have a problem with. And we decided, you know what, we're gonna just go to the back. We're gonna try and get her to bed, and then we can move her from the bed into the car seat. That way we can continue our drive home. Well, I brought her to the back. We laid down for a little bit, and she ended up getting sick, as in vomiting. She ended up vomiting a few times following that. So we ended up calling our pediatrician, kind of going over the fact that, you know, we were in another state for work, we're in a different environment, blah, blah, blah. Going over the fact that we're traveling in an RV, you know, all these different things. And so with our pediatrician, we were trying to figure out what could be causing this vomiting. First thing that she brought up was the fact that now that life is returning to normal post the CDC's decision from about COVID, about, you know, if you have the vaccine, basically masks don't need to be worn. A lot of the illnesses and a lot of the viruses you would typically see in the beginning of the year are now showing their face in the summer because, one, everybody was always had their face covered, so no one was exposed to those things. All of these viruses that have been around for years and years and years that kind of lay dormant due to COVID are now popping back up. So she was like, okay, it could be that. Another thing that it could be is that because you're driving in an RV, you know, and you're at gas stations and stuff like that, these can be sensitive to fumes, exhaust fumes. So the fact that, you know, she could have been around that or smelt that could made her stomach upset. On the drive home, we had been getting her lots of like food and different things from, you know, like grocery stores and things that we don't typically give her, basically. And she could have gotten sick from that, or she could have picked up a virus while we were away. Oh, motion sickness as well, because we're driving in the RV, and, you know, in the RV where it bounces. Food poop, that's what I was saying, food poisoning, because I was explaining to you guys different foods that she was eating. So we were kind of like going over all of these different ideas of what it could potentially be. There were things that she told us to watch out for. She was like, first off, does she have a temperature? No, she didn't have a temperature at that time. Okay, great. It would be interesting because she would get sick and then she would be normal.
When yesterday's vlog, when we are outside, it was a get truck stop and Remy's running around. That was literally just after her throwing up.
Yeah.
And she was so happy afterwards.
Next thing that happened, she actually ended up getting sick more times throughout that night. We were at that point kind of in the middle of Georgia, and again called our pediatrician. We talked to her again, and she, you know, she was like, listen, is there any diarrhea, blah, blah, blah. We were trying to figure out if we needed to take her to the ER, and she's like, you know, from what you're telling me, even though she's already thrown up a few times, you know, just monitor it. Then we stayed put. We didn't drive any more that night because we felt that if Remy wasn't feeling good, we needed to be stationary, and we needed to have a plan if, heaven forbid, something very, very bad happened and it progressed way worse. We needed to find a place to go immediately. So we needed to stay put. So that's exactly what we did. We stayed put. Obviously, you guys saw us at the rest stop. The rest stop, she had woken up, she had gotten sick, then she was fine, and we drove for another hour and a half. She got sick again, called our pediatrician again, and at this point, still no fever, no diarrhea. They were starting to think that maybe it was motion sickness, because once we stopped the night prior, she stopped throwing up until we started moving again the next day. Got home, ran in the house, ran straight to her toys, ran outside, was super happy, having a great time. She came over to me, I started nursing her, and she was like, mama, 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 like crying, and she ended up throwing up again. At this point, again, called my pediatrician. The monitoring process continued, and what they had brought to our attention was the one thing that we need to look out for, because she was no longer in the RV. However, if you have motion sickness, it can stand around for a little bit. But she said at this point, you know, we're not really sure if it's motion sickness. It could be, but right now it sounds more viral. If she has diarrhea and continues to throw up throughout the night, then it's time to go to the ER. Yeah, she probably got sick around 6, went to bed. She did great throughout the night until about 5 o'clock this morning. She ended up waking me up because we had her in bed with us because we wanted to monitor her. I smelt something, and I actually thought that maybe one of the dogs had gone to the bathroom. She ended up having diarrhea. You guys are adults. And then she threw up. So I called my pediatrician again. At that point, they said, it is time now to go to the ER. This morning around 5 a.m., Charles and I went to the ER. They did a complete exam all over her. She was not dehydrated. They gave us medicine. They told us what to watch out for. Just there for monitoring to make sure that she was doing okay. Once we got home from the ER, they were just like, you know, these are a few things that you need to look out for. If any of these symptoms occur, call your pediatrician right away. Whatever they recommend, follow. So if they say go back to the ER, go. If they say come in, go. We got her back home, and she ended up having diarrhea multiple times. That was like a sign that they told us to really watch out for. So we ended up going back to the pediatrician, and Remy just like felt like complete on it. If I'm going to be completely frank, complete crap, complete shit today. She did not feel good. We were resting and just like really monitoring her, trying to get her to take in liquids, trying to get her to take in any like bland food that she can. We really honestly were just like at her beck and call all day. If I'm gonna be really honest with you, it was super scary. It was like a really, really scary situation for us. And it probably wasn't until about 8:15 tonight that she started showing a normal side to her. So she went to bed late. She slept all day, on and off all day today. Bed later, and she slept all day, on and off all day today. But it was just very strange to see our daughter, one, go through this virus. The day was like really scary for actually these past like 2 days, solid full 2 days. So it started Sunday at 11. It's been about 2 days with this, and it was like, I'm not even kidding you, it was like a really scary experience, especially when they told us that we needed to go to the ER. It was they're like, it's time to go to the ER. That was like a really hard thing for us to hear, because we knew that it was something like it was at that point where they were concerned, and it was serious, and it wasn't something that we were expecting. And it just made this process like really open our eyes about how scary it can be to be a parent, you know, especially with an infant going through something like that, which I guess is very normal. They said that, you know, with something viral, it's not something that you can always straight up say this is what it was. So for instance, our doctor was like, you know, people would put this in the category as flu, but what did she say? Anyways, she died. She thought it was this other viral thing that a lot of toddlers can get. But my point being to all this, because I could ramble on forever, is that these past few days were really hard for us. We were really nervous, and like we couldn't focus on our job because it wasn't our number one priority. Obviously, Remy was our number one priority, but it was like a very hard 2 days for Charles and I as parents, trying to figure out how to handle this situation. And like, we were scared. And we felt bad for Remy, and it was hard. And I know that a lot of people are upset that we like talked about it but didn't give full details. But like I said to you earlier, we tell you guys everything, even if it's not the full information, because we didn't have the full information. We didn't really even know what the heck was going on. And we just wanted you to know that where we were in regards. I'm not going to even remotely try to like fully explain myself, because the fact that I have to even do this kind of bothers me. But we wanted just to kind of keep you up to date, because that would have been one of the shortest vlogs we've ever done. And that, I think, alone would have probably had a lot of people questioning. So we did what we did. Anyways, that's what's been going on over the past 2 days. We think that Remy is now kind of at that point where her virus is like maybe leaving her system now. She's had just, you know, she's not throwing up anymore. The defecated in diapers has really decreased, if not gone away. Obviously you guys just saw her playing with Charles. That was like really comforting to see. But it's hard to watch your baby sick, and it's confusing and scary, but I think we got through it. And hopefully tomorrow she wakes up and she's back to the old smiley, crazy Rem, because she had a great time on our work trip. And the one thing I do want to say that made me feel a little bit better is our pediatrician. We thought that we had done something wrong, and we were like, you know, should we have not gone on this trip? Like, this is like horrible. Like, we feel so guilty. Is this our fault? And she was plain as day explained to us, listen, it is not your fault. Kids are funny. Kids touch things and stick their hands in their mouth, which is so true, because she's teething, and she does it all the time right now. She has 2 teeth coming in down here, and so that's all she's doing is like kind of biting on her fingers. But she was like, it's not your fault. It's just when you get sick, you know, you get the flu or you get a cold, you can't blame yourself for getting that. You know, sometimes it just happens, and that's kind of one of those situations right now. And we handled it the best way that we could. We took care of our baby. She is such a trooper, and you know, I think tomorrow's gonna be a much better day. So that's the full story. Thank you guys for always, you know, just caring so much, because I know that deep down those thoughts and your kind words that come from most of you is from a part of you that is just deeply caring and deeply concerned and just wants the best for our family and for Remy, and we really appreciate you for that. But I promise you this, guys, I promise you this, we're always going to tell you info when we're ready to tell you, you know? The only way I can compare this is, like, I know that a couple of months ago when I kind of held off from, I told you I was going through a personal thing with my family, and then it took me a couple of months before I could tell you that my grandma had passed away. You know that we'll always tell you if it's something we're comfortable telling you with. We weren't comfortable telling you the full details of Remy until we could. So I'm glad that we can tell you now, because it actually means that it's a good thing and that we're on the up and up. And yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new, subscribe. If you're sick and tired of hearing my voice, hit the thumbs up button. Anyways, we love you. Truly, truly, we love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with a bright and shiny toddler, because that would be amazing.